Well, I wonder if they added a tax to cake in Starbucks, whether that would help things. They've added a tax to disposable coffee cups.
Yes.
Or I should say a charge.
A charge, yeah. Starbucks, as of this morning, is doing a 3-month trial in 35 of its London stores where it's adding a 5p charge on its disposable coffee cups. And that's because, the background to this, we throw around 2.5 billion cups away a year. Most of those are not recyclable or not recycled. Starbucks is the first chain to introduce this kind of charge. We can speak to Simon Redfern from Starbucks. He joins us from one of the branches where they're bringing in the charge. Morning, Simon.
Morning.
Thanks for joining us. So the big question with this that everyone seems to be asking is 5p, is that going to be enough to actually change people's behaviour? Because when you're paying $2.50 or whatever it is for a coffee, is that going to make any difference?
Well, this is a big experiment for us, really. I mean, it worked really well with the 5p plastic bag charge that came in 2015. We have, for the last 20 years, had a discount on our cups. So if you come in with a reusable, you'll get 25p off. That hasn't really moved the needle in terms of the amount of customers that are using reusables. So we're trying this experiment to see whether actually a bit more of a stick approach and saying we're going to charge you is going to change things.
I think it's really interesting, the psychology of consumer behaviour there, whether carrot or stick does work. In your case, it's coffee or cake, isn't it? This is coming down a little bit harder on the consumer. Why 5p?
Well, as I say, I think it worked really well for the plastic bag tax, and I guess the consideration here is, does it matter about the amount, or is this just about making a psychological change in your head to say, actually, you know what, this is something that, you know, I could change. I could take responsibility for it. I could get myself a reusable cup for £1 in a Starbucks store, or lots of other competitors out there as well, and then I could use that every day and not have to worry about paper cups.
The government, though, just last month, the Environmental Audit Committee, it said a tax on paper cups would be a good idea, but they were talking about more like 25p. Is this a bit of a conservative, amount to be charging? Should you be going a bit higher for this experiment?
Well, I think so. This experiment is going to last for 3 months. We're working with an environmental charity called Hubbub, and they are a specialist in behaviour change. So that all of the proceeds from the 5p goes to those guys, and they're running this big piece of analysis basically for us. And what we're going to do then is we're going to provide that all to our competitors, to government, to the Environmental Audit Committee. Even the European Union are interested in what we're doing here. So we're going to open source that whole thing, and then everyone can take a view, well, has this worked or hasn't it worked?
I have heard of some coffee places, I don't know if yours is the same as this, that when you take in your reusable cup, the barista will make your coffee in a disposable cup, pour it into the reusable cup, and then throw away the coffee cup, which just is ludicrous and completely defeats the whole purpose. Yeah, is that happening at your place?
Well, I would certainly hope not. I mean, I would say there probably are isolated incidents where it happens, but what we've done is done a lot of work internally with our baristas and our people to get them excited about this as well. And they are really, really, hyped up about the idea about, more reusables coming in, and how to make that perfect drink in a different cup. And we'll take any cup.
So you've no problems with health and safety and hygiene or anything like that? You're happy to use any cup as it comes?
We got a whole bunch of rules around that, so the barista will wash the cup. We've obviously got access to hot water here, all of that stuff, and make sure it's clean before we give it back.
OK, how's it gone down? Have you spoken to any of the customers there this morning?
So far, it's been pretty quiet here. We're in a city at the minute, so we're just waiting for a few more people to come in. But yeah, it seems to be going well so far, and we should get some interim results later on this week and see how people are using it.
Waiting for the coffee rush, as it were.
Absolutely, yeah. More people. Come on.
Get your placard out.
Says the man from Starbucks. Thank you, Simon Redfern. It's happening in London, so we'll have to wait and see whether it's extended, Guy, around other parts of the country.